Hey guys, TheSneakySnake here, brothers in arms, World of Warships. And today's video, we're going to take a look at a game that I had in the Z-46, the Tier 9 German destroyer. I'm division up with my buddy Puddin597. He's playing in the Taiho, the Tier 9 Japanese aircraft carrier, and we're playing some domination here on the map Islands of Ice. So, really quickly here, I am not going to be going over the equipment and the captain skills that I run on this ship. It has been featured on the channel quite a bit over the last month, so I pardon for another Z-46 replay if those of you out there are getting a little tired of seeing it, but I really wanted to show you guys this replay because it's not about the ship in this game, it's about the outcome of the game. If you would like to know what I run on my Z-46, please take a look at the description below where you can check out the review that I did on it and also some of the other gameplays that we have on our channel with this ship being featured. Unfortunately, this game can be tacked on to one of those that it does not matter how good you do, it does not matter what you do, you're going to lose. And this is a replay where I know that we feature us winning games a lot more of the time on the channel. I know, because everybody wants to see a really good game where you're able to pull your team to victory. But this one right here, this left a very sour taste in my mouth. And it's also funny that I should mention that literally right before this game, when Puddin and I were just BSing at each other in Discord, he challenged me to get like 6 or 7 kills in this game. He's like, you suck unless you get 6 or 7. I think it was 7 kills. He's like, you suck if you don't get 7 kills in this game. And of course, it's just friendly banter, you know, friendly BS, chit-chat back and forth to one another. And I really hope you guys do enjoy this replay in that regard. So here on Islands of Ice, the best play to make, to be honest, is Bravo and Charlie. This map, way a long time ago, used to be diagonally oriented with the caps. So the A cap was roughly around Bravo 3. The B cap was exactly where it was, and if I'm not mistaken, I think the Charlie cap was somewhere down around I7, I8. So it played even longer because, of course, playing along the diagonals, you're going to be having to travel a larger distance to get to the objective. And the A cap was so far removed from the battle, there was this giant iceberg, I believe, that was at like Bravo 5, 6, 7 or something like that. It just separated the A cap so far away from the other two that it was obvious, completely obvious, which way you had to go. And with the remake of Islands of Ice sometime last year, I don't remember when, you can see that all of the caps are now aligned right down the middle, but the Alpha cap still is not the best place to go, because you can see the two big islands that are at D4 and 5 and D6 and 7 really construed your angles of fire down into the Bravo cap. And unless you make a very, very hard push through Alpha and then swing down into Bravo, assuming that you have enough smoke to be able to cover yourself into there, then it can work. And I have made it work a few times, but again, the best play to make is definitely Bravo and Charlie. However, you can see here at the beginning of the game, the enemy team is about ready to capture Objective Alpha completely for free, and our entire team is making their way down towards Bravo and Charlie. So even though the enemy team captures Alpha and is going to get a points lead here at the beginning, I'm not too worried about it. There is an enemy destroyer here on Charlie somewhere. Don't know exactly where. You can see I am radio positioned at the current moment, so that's why I set my torpedoes downrange through that gap in between some of those icebergs, just to try and see, trying to probe the cap to see where he may or may not be. But you can also see that the majority of the enemy team is coming down here towards Bravo and Charlie. So this puts us in a predicament to where if we start losing ships really quickly, then we are going to very, very expeditiously get down on the points total, and that's not a good thing at all. So you can see here, I'm still disrupting the cap. I don't want to let this guy get Charlie for free. You can also see we have some destroyers that are on Bravo. So right now, the enemy team is getting 3 points every about 5 seconds, and we just have to deal with that. So to deal with that, we got to get some kills. So we're just trying to maneuver and put ourselves in a good position to be able to do so. You can now see I'm doing something that is a very good tactic with the Z-46. You want to back up with your rear end in towards the cap, especially if you have hydroacoustic going. This thing's hydro has a range of about 4.6, 4.7 kilometers, and with the enhanced hydroacoustic, it lasts for about 2 minutes. So it gives you an almost unparalleled ability to be able to push destroyers off of caps, sans going up against another Z-46 or the dreaded Z-52. And there we go. Puddin manages to spot the Shimakaze, who was very, very sneakily hiding behind that island, and I'm pretty sure I just made up a word right there. Unfortunately, the Yugumo manages to take out our Shimakaze, who's on Objective Bravo, and it appears that that's going to force our other destroyers to get off of the B cap, so now the enemy team is going to be able to start capping that here really shortly. I think So yeah, there they go. The B cap is now going towards their favor. So it's not very good whatsoever. Looking for some shots here now at the Friedrich the Grosse, the tier 9 German battleship, but he immediately turns away, so I kind of wasted a smoke screen right there to try to farm some damage off of this guy. So at the moment, the Shimakaze is still on the objective somewhere, so there's nothing I'm going to be able to do about it. We're already losing 255 to 402, and once that enemy team is able to take care of objective Bravo, they are going to be in a very good position with only 5 minutes gone so far in the game. So it's not looking very good whatsoever. I have to dodge some torpedoes here from the enemy Shimakaze. However, of course, my hydroacoustic detects those torpedoes long before they have any chance of hitting me. And now I'm actually going to be able to get the cap here as the Shimakaze had to get off. I'm not sure exactly why, but the Kutuzov did take out our friendly Bismarck. So now we're down 2 ships, and it's 195 to 460. And the enemy team is about ready to capture objective Bravo at this point, I think. No, the Harakaze is on the cap, but unfortunately he only has 1,300 hit points, so he has to do everything that he can to not get shot at. I'm not sure why he's still being that aggressive in the first place. He still hasn't died yet, which is good, but I don't know. He's still taking some more damage. You can also see the Shimakaze right there on 2,800 hit points is also taking some fire as well. I have no idea what they strayed into close, maybe to that Missouri that's over there, or maybe the Neptune is being very cheeky and using the radar. But regardless of that, you can see our destroyers are absolutely getting smacked, and the Montana manages to take care of the Shimmy indeed. It's now 153 to 514. Oh my goodness, this is not good at all. Our Harakaze's only at 1,000 hit points. He's still trying to stay on the Bravo cap. I'll give him some credit for trying to delay that cap as long as possible, but honestly at this moment, it's just, there's really nothing it's going to accomplish because, again, if he gets spotted, he is guaranteed dead. He is absolutely guaranteed dead, and even if the Kagero were to find him, he would be in a very bad position because although Japanese DDs don't have the best guns from a DPM perspective, they do hit very hard, and it will only take 1 or 2 shells from the Kagero to kill him. I do get detected right around the corner, and I get a stroke of good luck. The Kagero appears at 4.2 kilometers away, getting some armor-piercing shells right into the broadside of this guy. I'm now going to drop some torpedoes, get a very nice roll right there, put him on 214 hit points. Will I be able to secure the kill? There we go. I kill the Tier 8 Japanese destroyer, and I move the score a slight bit more in our favor, 195 to 505. That is the first kill of the game for our team. My torpedoes are still going into the smoke. Obviously for the Kagero, but it doesn't appear that it's going to hit anything else. But at this point, you might still be wondering, well, Sneaky, you kind of got to get on the cap, at Bravo at least, to try. But you can see that there's the Neptune making a bold play. He's even shooting his guns right out in the open. Absolute no regard for his safety at the moment. So I really can't do anything at the moment. I mean, I've gotten on Charlie. I got the cap. I helped kill the Kagero. Caught him in a very compromising position, but there's just really nothing that I can do at the moment until this Neptune goes bye-bye, and holy shit, somebody just absolutely whacked that guy really, really hard. You can see that I do have a smoke ready, and I am waiting for the hydroacoustic to come back. So what I want to try and do is get as close as I can to this Neptune while still keeping myself undetected. And then I will be smoking up here rather shortly. You can see that the Neptune decided to pop his smoke as well. He's only 7 kilometers away. I do go undetected. And I'm going to launch my torpedoes into that smoke screen. He is bow on. However, I should be able to hit him with some torpedoes because those British cruisers do take a very long time to be able to slow down, and hopefully he will not be able to get out of the way in time. I'm now getting some shots here at the enemy Montana. Unfortunately, he does go behind the Kagero smoke screen, which was still left over, so I cannot get some shots into him, at least not while he's on the map. It's 246 to 553. The enemy team is still not in control totally of Objective Bravo. I actually thought that they got the objective, so pardon me on that. A good job of cap contesting, to say the least. The Kutuzov does manage to burn down the Grosse Kurfürst, which is not good whatsoever, and you can also see that he is smoking up. A very good play right there by him. I do manage to land 1 torpedo right into the nose of that enemy Neptune, so at this point, even with his ridiculous heal, he should not have too many hit points remaining. And now I decide to pop my hydroacoustic, and I'm going to go and try to get this guy detected with the hydro. Again, about 4.6 kilometers away from me, and I will be able to pick him up on the hydro, and I think the torpedo acquisition is 3 point something. It's 210 to 620. The enemy team will be getting Bravo here shortly. I know I've already said that once, but I definitely think so. Unfortunately, the German AP just doesn't have the penetration right there for brakes. that was a Soviet destroyer. Chances are I would have gotten a nice double citadel right there and killed that guy outright. But I do manage to get a couple more base defense ribbons as I take, looks like the front turrets probably from that Montana, take about 4,000 points of damage, so not very good, but it's still okay. I am now making a very dumb play right here, rushing the Neptune, but at this point, I feel that we just got to start getting some kills right here, so I launch my torpedoes preemptively. You can see that he is indeed turning to starboard to try to get out of the way. However, I do angle back away from him perfectly, so even at this point, if he shoots right at my rear end, I should be able to bounce, but nonetheless, one of my torpedoes slams home into that Tier 9 British light cruiser, and I pick up my second kill of the game, up to 27,000 points of damage. I just barely missed the shells there from the Montana, and now he's going to make a very, very big mistake here. He's going to go broadside and try to get his rear turrets out on me. You can see I am turning away. I should be able to dodge some of these shells right here if I caught it correctly, and I take one right on the superstructure. That is A-okay, and now you're going to see the German AP performance here. I managed to get my 8th base defense ribbon, and there we go. Seeing right into the superstructure. Very nice stuff right there. I turn away from him. Hopefully I don't take too much. Take about 4.5 right there. But my armor-piercing shells do manage to take care of that Tier 10 American battleship. And I pick up my 3rd kill of the game. Still trying to claw our way back here. And now I'm going to get some more base resets here on the Charles Martel. I also switch back to the armor-piercing because he is still going full broadside. And you can see that even at 10 kilometers, the German AP, when it's able to penetrate, is still able to do some decent damage against any cruiser in the game, really. You see about 1,000 damage very consistently thus far, and I finally do go undetected. Unfortunately, the aim of that Montana's front guns was very good, and he was able to chunk me down about 8,000 hit points on his own accord, so a little bit more hit points that I lost than I really want to, but nonetheless, I'm still okay. I still got about half of my hit points left, and 11,000 is still decent to deal with. However, you can see that the enemy Missouri is in a very strong position, sitting there right in between Objective Bravo and Charlie. He has enough radar range to be able to get the majority of both of those caps under his Aurora, which is very bad for me. So I have to be extremely careful not to get too close to this guy. You can also see that there are some enemy planes that are coming in. There's a set of dive bombers and some torpedo planes. So at this point, I now have to pay a bit more attention to them. You can also see some torpedoes coming in. I believe that was the Charles Martel. I do have to continue to turn to the right, and you can see the Kutuzov took out the Harukaze, and the Shimmy took out our Kutuzov. So at this point, we only have 5 ships left, while the enemy team has 9. A very poor drop right there from the CV. I'm not sure if he just misanticipated my speed. I also just happened to slow down in the nick of time to miss the salvo from the enemy Missouri, so I'm going to call that a little bit of luck on my end because I just so happened to slow down. So luckily for me, I don't take any more hits from that guy. And instead of shooting at him, I'm going to back up and wait till I can get into cover behind this iceberg right here. And you can also see that Charles Martel is only on 927 hit points, so I really do want to try to get this kill as well, because at this point it's only 182 to 774, and we are absolutely screwed if we're not going to be able to continue to pick up more kills, as the enemy team is still attempting to get Bravo, and once more I pick up my 13th base defense ribbon. You can also see here that the Charles Martel is only on 432 hit points. I also am getting ready to speed up here. Yes, I continue the turn. Will I be able to dodge his incoming salvo? I should be able to get the kill on this guy, and indeed, only 1 shell hits for 924, but I pick up my 4th kill of the game on that Tier 8 French heavy cruiser. I'm almost at a Kraken thus far, even with the very low amount of damage that I've done, but at this point, I don't want to get close to that enemy Missouri. Again, his radar has a range of, I believe, 9.5 kilometers. It's the same as the Baltimore, so I'm getting as close as I can to him. As you can see, he is still backing up. And once more, I am resetting the cap. So I'm doing everything in my power. And then all of a sudden, the Shimakaze appears at 8.7 kilometers away on 3.2k hit points. So I am certainly going to continue now to focus my fire on this guy. You can see the Missouri makes a very nice shot into that enemy Kutuzov. See, the Shimakaze has also taken some hits from me as well. I am still shooting the armor piercing at him. He is angled in very well. But unfortunately, our Missouri gets taken care of by the enemy North Carolina, so not good there. 2 more base defense ribbons. I have 23 of them, which is absolutely ridiculous. I also have my hydroacoustic up in case that Shimakaze strays a little bit too close to me, or if he drops his torpedoes, I'll certainly get plenty more warning on that guy. I'm also getting some shots here at the enemy Missouri with the high explosive because he is angled in on me very well. So that's very good. And then the Shimakaze inexplicably fires. He's only 5.5 kilometers away from me, just out of the range of the Hydro, but of course he is detected by the friendly Ibuki, which is over there off my stern section. So now I switch back to the armor piercing. I'm still staying inside of my smoke screen. I put him on 3 hit points, get 4 more base defense ribbons, and I pick up the Kraken, killing that tier 10 Japanese destroyer. 45,000 damage, and we're still losing 241 to 776. The enemy team is still not in control of Bravo due to almost Herculean effort. Yes, Herculean effort by myself. And now I'm trying to dodge the dive bombers that are coming in on me, and there's also the torpedo planes as well. Here come the dive bombers, here come the torpedo planes. Luckily for me, it only knocks out my engine, so that's very good. You can also see some shells are coming in from the rear end. The enemy carrier makes another very questionable drop. I'm not sure exactly where those torpedoes were headed, but I also got to keep that iceberg in between myself and the enemy Missouri. So I waited till I went undetected before I decided to use my damage control to get my engine back ready to go. However, I'm not going to be able to reset any more caps with 27 base defense ribbons. Absolutely ridiculous stuff right there. If any of you guys have ever had more of them, please let me know in the comment section, because I have a feeling this is close to some sort of record. But the enemy Missouri is certainly pushing in at me. Now, that's not necessarily the best play to make. You can also see that the friendly North Carolina is down there on Charlie. He's the only other friendly guy that I got left, but he's getting bum rushed by 2 of the remaining enemy battleships. So at this point, what I want the Missouri to do is close the distance to me, because of course I can stay behind this iceberg right here, and I'm also going to be able to get the hydroacoustic up. And if he's too close to the iceberg, he will be detected. But I have to wait a minute and 30 seconds, and unfortunately, his radar does come up. I'm waiting for him to be sitting right there, getting ready to delete me. But he's not. It appears that he's trying to move around the other side, and there we go. He's only 2.0, now 1.8 kilometers away, but he's closed the distance too close to where, well, and the Shimikaze's shooting at me as well, but he gets himself too close as I pop my smoke screen to where I'm going to be spotting this guy for the rest of the time, because he is within 2 kilometers of me. So I'm readying my torpedoes right here. I know that the Shimikaze continues to shoot at me. You can see I'm still taking some hits right there from that guy. But this Missouri makes a very questionable play. You can see his stern is just poking out way too far around the corner. He's not going to be able to stop in time. And I pick up my 6th kill of the game, taking care of that Tier 9 premium American battleship. I stray out of my smoke screen and run into the iceberg. I now got to get back in, because you can see that the planes are flying right over me. And I only got 35 seconds left until the hydroacoustic. You can also see torpedoes are incoming as well. Luckily for me, they are going to miss me off my starboard side with 3:32 left in the game. The enemy team now has control of all of the caps. It's 221 to 921. It is literally impossible for me to win this game at the moment. It's a 1v5 situation. However, this Shimikaze is also going to make a very interesting play as well. He sees that I have less than 2k hit points, so he's trying to be greedy. I poke out of my smoke screen just far enough. I do get detected by the aircraft, so I want to get right back into cover. Will I die right here? Ooh, all the dive bombers miss me. Now I'm shooting blind. I've now popped my hydroacoustic search, and I get the Shimikaze at 3.7 kilometers away, and I'll slow down to try to keep myself inside of my smoke screen. I do get detected very briefly, but I'm able to pick up my 7th kill of the game. As you can see, all of the carrier aircraft are right around me. I'm at 84,000 points of damage, and now I'm on objective Bravo. The enemy Yugumo is only 10 kilometers away from me, however, and I just don't have enough hit points left. You can see that the planes are going to be perma-detecting me, and yeah. Fortunately, that is the end of the game for me. I am about ready to die here, and with that being said, we are going to take a look at the post-battle results. Alrighty guys, taking a look now at the post-battle results. 453,000 credits received and 7,300 total EXP. I picked up Kraken Unleashed with 84,000 points of damage done off of 147 shell hits and 7 torpedoes. I shot down 2 planes, sunk 7 enemy ships, a new record for me at the high tiers, 27 base defense ribbons. Again, an extremely impressive number, and please let me know if you've managed to get more than me. And of course, 1 assisted base capture down at Charlie. Taking a look at the team score, 1,620 base EXP in a defeat. An absolutely heartbreaking loss, considering if I would have won this game, the amount of XP that I would have got would have been pretty effing ridiculous. Also, taking a look at the detailed report, 2,900 or 29,000 with the AP, 4,200 with the HE, and about 50k with the torpedoes done. 1.6k potential damage, which is very good for a German destroyer. And yeah, it doesn't matter. Look at all the kills there in the detailed report, and it just does not matter. So I hope you guys enjoyed this replay. Not as much as I had losing it, but as much as I had commentating on it. So with that being said, the Sneaky Snake here for Brothers in Arms World of Warships signing off. Please consider giving the video a like, commenting on it, or possibly subscribing to the channel. All of it is very much appreciated, and have a great day.